Hey everybody, Jim Powers with MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision, and another terrific weekend for our men's soccer team as they get the win to open up conference play. But last Wednesday they finished up non-conference play with a terrific victory against a top 15 team in Fort Hays. And joining me is their head coach, David Korn. And we got news on Tuesday afternoon, 19th in the country, ties for the second highest ranking in program history. What a great result out at Kansas City against Fort Hays. And then we come back. Kind of, got pushed a little bit against S&T on Sunday, but a great 3-1 victory.
Yeah, I mean, we were pleased with how the week went. Obviously, each game provided different challenges. We met Fort Hays in Kansas City and, drove up there that day, played, after a 4-hour drive, played. It was definitely a warm day, and I thought our guys handled that really well. And I give them a lot of credit in how they prepared because I thought we controlled the match. We created a lot of good chances, scored a really good goal in the first half. Mirza with a great strike and had actually come off a really good build-up from our goalkeeper. And then the second half, I thought we handled their pressures. They stepped their line up a little bit and got 2 really good goals. And it's been good to see the team score in a few different ways. Those 2 came off of us in good defensive positions and finding good spaces to attack into. And I think they have grown in each performance, which is good. S&T was a different kind of challenge. They were incredibly hardworking. I thought really competitive. We knew they were, because of their size, going to be big and difficult on restarts, which, for their goal is where we have to learn and grow. But to take the lead 1-0, to carry that into halftime, that's always a position we want to be in. Would have liked to have handled that a little bit better, but again, credit to S&T for their the goal they created, and I thought our guys responded really, really well. I mean, to then go and get a goal back and be 2-1 up, and then late in the match with 2 or 3 minutes left to get a third. I mean, that's what you want to do. You want to figure out how to finish out teams and close out games, and every conference game is a challenge for different reasons. And the first one is obviously a challenge because everybody wants to get a good result to start that conference season. And I was really pleased with the way the guys handled the different circumstances on Wednesday with traveling and handled the circumstances of being 1-1 in the middle of the second half and respond really well with 2 good goals.
Offensively, 11 goals already on the year, leading the conference. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about what we're doing defensively. We had the Defensive Player of the Week in Ewan Webster, who absolutely deserved it, in anchoring that back line. We've only given up 6 shots on goal all year. Liam's having a pretty easy time back there right now because of the work that Ewan and Scholes and Dom Riggio are doing in that back line to really keep things clean in front of Liam.
Yeah, I mean, we're fortunate to have Dom, to have Ewan, Andy, and Diego, a back 4 that all played last year. There's a good continuity with that group. We've had Mirza step into that position. Obviously, Gavino plays a really big role there and will continue to. And so I think those guys, plus the addition of someone like Stian, who's come in and been a really strong center back, we've got a lot of guys we trust that can play in the back 4. And I thought the first couple games of the season, Ewan had a brilliant start to the year, made some really terrific plays in front of goal, and really did a good job of handling some rebounds and things that often can lead to another chance for the opponent. And I think that whole group of 4 is committed to defending, and they're also really sharp with our ability to be able to attack. And the more we can have the ball, the less chances we create, the less shots we give up. And credit Liam and Coach Sean Clancy have done a good job with all 4 of our goalkeepers of stressing the organization piece. How do we organize the game so we have less and less to deal with? And I think those guys have done a really good job of doing that, and we're going to continue to be tested, and we're going to continue to play really good teams, and we have to grow in that performance and continue to be a good defensive team all the way from what we ask of our forwards and how they press, all the way back to our back 5 and our 4 defenders and our goalkeeper.
It's not often that, especially in the JLVC, you see a center back get the Defensive Player of the Week. Most of the time it's the goalkeepers. They get all the glory back there. But, you just mentioned it. I mean, Ewan, saved a key goal on a block last weekend. And just the way he's kind of taken ownership. And we saw it at the end of last year, and we're really seeing it continue this year. He's taken ownership of that back line and really has stepped up to be that leader, for those guys back there. And it's just terrific that he was able to be honored with that award yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely deserving to think about his growth in 3 years and where he's come. And a credit to him because I think he's putting a tremendous amount of work, obviously with what he does every day in training and how he competes, but also to what he does off the field. He has been a really good leader for us in a lot of different ways. And, each of those four personalities across the back line, regardless of who's in there, they all have just a tremendous competitiveness about them. And what I've liked this year is there's a good composure, because we're going to have things that happen. It could be the goal against S&T, or it could be a foul that goes against you. And I think the group has responded well that way. And that even resonates from our goalkeepers, as they have, a good personality about them. And I think that's important when you think about a season. You're going to face adversity. Could be an injury, could be a call, could be a missed chance. And we had a lot of missed chances in the beginning of the S&T game. And I credit the guys because they hung in there. So to get the result they did was important, and we're going to have to keep getting better each week.
Drury and it's Southwest Baptist this week. Drury vastly improved from last year. They were getting some looks on the regional ranking last week. S&B, SBU, new to the conference, not new to us. We know what they're all about. So another challenging weekend at home here at Maryville Field against two quality opponents.
Yeah, and it's like every week, no matter which teams you play, each one has different strengths. So you got to prepare maybe a little bit differently, or be, just aware of some different things. So obviously we get 3 days today, Wednesday and Thursday, to train and really prepare for those games. And prepare really to put together the best performance we can. Coach Derek always does a good job of scouting the opponents and getting us ready as a group. And the focus now becomes, how can we grow from our first 4 games to Drury, because Drury's going to come in and I think not only bring some good individual players, but as a team they have played really well, and they had a tough result on Sunday and kind of an interesting start to the game, but I think they're a far better team than that result was, and we know they're going to be ready come Friday, just as SBU will really on Sunday.
Outstanding stuff, Coach. We will see you on Friday afternoon down at Maryville Field as Drury comes to town.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it.
David Korn joins us. Once again, we're back at Maryville Field this weekend. Men's game, 3:30 on Friday against Drury, then Sunday 2:30 against Southwest Baptist. Going to be a big weekend. We'll get the rankings later on today, on Tuesday, and we'll see exactly where the Saints are going to fall in the national rankings. Definitely going to move up with some of the results around the country. It'll be interesting to see where we fall into the mix on the national level. But both games this weekend will be on Saints Vision. If you can't make it there, follow us on Twitter at Maryville Saints. We'll keep you covered all weekend long. For Coach, I'm Jim Powers. Thanks so much for tuning in to MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. Have a great week, and as always, go Saints.
Go Saints!